Old Alabama Gardener. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make hoe cakes, and I'm also going to give you a surprise visit in terms of pictures of my wife. Now this is a hoe, and it's used to work soil like that. And the story goes that workers in the field, now this is a long time ago, would pour water on their hoe, wash it off, and then hold it up this way where it would be a flat surface there, and hold it over a fire and cook a small cake, either made out of flour or cornmeal, or perhaps even a mixture of both, right here on this hoe. And then they called them, as you would guess, hoe cakes. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it in the kitchen. But I'm just talking with you about the name of hoe cakes and perhaps how it came to be called a hoe cake. So here's my milk, and I'm going to show you what happens when you put apple cider vinegar in it. Right now it's just plain milk. So here we're going to go with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And what that's going to do is going to make it taste like buttermilk. It'll give a buttermilk flavor. And you'll see as we go through this. Now we're going to let it set. And as we do, it'll clabber. It's already starting to clabber. Now we'll come back to it in a few minutes. Now once I put the vinegar in the milk, I'll try to get up here a little bit closer to try to show you what it looks like. See how it starts to clabber? It's probably not quite the same as buttermilk, but it'll have the same kind of flavor. So that's what the vinegar does for it. So now we got our dry ingredients here. We've got half a cup of flour, not self-rising, half a cup of cornmeal, not self-rising, a half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. That's this stuff right here. And we're going to add about a half a cup of chopped onion in there. Now on the dry ingredients, I was about to forget an important one, and that is baking powder. I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons in it. Okay, that's 2 teaspoons. Now if you like black pepper in your hoe cakes or in your cornbread, then you can put in some black pepper. I'm not going to measure it, I'll just put some in. And now at this point, if you want corn, you can put corn. If you want jalapeno pepper, you can put jalapeno pepper in. It's up to you. So now let's continue with our wet ingredients. So here's the milk. And so what I need now is some oil. And on the oil, I'm going to go with about 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. Now we need just a little bit of sweetener, but not a whole lot, and we're going to use honey. So let's see, we'll probably go with, about maybe a scant teaspoon. Now we need an egg. And I'm going to beat that a little bit get the egg beat up. So now we're ready to mix it. Alright, so first I'm going to put my dry ingredients in. And I'm going to mix them pretty good. And now I'm ready for the wet ingredients. Now I might need a little bit more liquid. I'll know that once I start mixing it. Now I like it to be just a little bit thinner, so I am going to add a little bit of water. Now you can see the consistency of it. Now here's an important point. You want to let this set until the baking powder starts to activate. So we'll leave this alone and we'll come back to it in a minute. Alright, now let me show you what it looks like once the baking powder starts to activate. See how it looks kind of bubbly? And that's what you want. Kind of a little bit firm, like a little bit of jelly consistency. So now we're ready to start our cooking. Now we're going to put some oil in our pan. Not going to measure it, just a little bit of oil in there. Now the way I test my oil to see if it's hot, I take a chopstick. It's like that. Just stick it straight down in the oil. And if I see it start to bubble in there, then I know it's getting hot. Actually, it's hot enough. See it starting to bubble now? So that means it's ready to take the first amount of cornmeal here. Alright, so here's our mixture. Again, you see how it looks now? So we'll just take a big spoonful of it. Now we're going to put a little bit more on there. Nice and golden brown, see? Now once I turn them over, you can see them start to rise, and that's what you want it to do. So right now what we want to do is get it where it's cooked inside, not just browned on the outside, but cooked inside. So here's the oil I'm using, avocado oil. Now that we got the hoe cakes made, there they are over here, we need some pinto beans, canned in July of 2020. So here we go. We're going to put them right back in the same pan we just been cooking in. Now what I do, I may not want all that liquid. So I'll take the beans out carefully. And I'll reserve a good amount of the liquid. I may use it later and I may not, we'll see. Now once the beans start heating up, I like to mash some of them. You don't have to mash them all, but I like to mash some of them. And what that does is it makes them release their flavor. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of garlic granules or garlic powder in there. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of onion powder in there. And now it's probably just a little bit thicker than I once, so I'm going to add some of this liquid back in it. Now if you like cumin, you can get it with a little sprinkle of cumin just to give it a nice little flavor. It don't take a whole lot. And that's it. We'll turn off the fire, turn off the heat.
My chips fell and we just take out that.
All right, now it's a little taste test. So here's a whole cake. First I'll just try a bite. Good. Here you got some onion in there. Wow, it's delicious. Okay, this whole cake has jalapeno pepper in it. You can see some of the green right in there. So let's just have a bite. That's good. Good stuff. Not too hot, but good. It don't get much better than good country food.